Another term that is used to describe Jannah is the term Firdaus. And this is a very interesting term because again it goes back to other languages, other cognates. The term is cognate, and a cognate is a root or a basis that trickles down to multiple languages. If you know how languages work, and this is something that the Quran also indicates indirectly, that all languages are related to one another. In fact, all languages are basically part of a larger tree. Every single language in the world is related to every other language. We can trace it back, and as society split up and as people go into different cultures, so languages form, they break away, and multiple languages go back to the same proto-languages, if you like, and then those proto-languages go back to another basic language that we do not know anymore, but it is of course the language of our father and mother Adam and Hawa alayhimus salam. So the point is that you find the same terms in the Quran that you might find in other languages, and that's because all languages are related. And very simple point here, the term Firdaus, it sounds very much like the English term paradise. Firdaus, paradise. The fa and the pa are very easy to interchange between languages, as you should be aware that some languages don't have the pa sound. Arabic does not have pa. And the term Firdaus and the English paradise, the reason why they are so similar is because they are really the same word, or we should say their ancestor was the same word, and then it splits up into many different words. So this term Firdaus, even the famous early grammarian is Zajjaj, he says that Firdaus is not Arabi, it is in fact Roman, Rumi, which means Latin, and it means bustan or garden. Of course, Zajjaj, writing in his time frame, he could not have known any better than this. Obviously, we excuse him for this. Obviously, Latin is not the origin of this. Latin does have paradisus, from which we get paradise, and we also get Firdaus, but in fact, it goes even beyond this. The Greek has paradiosis, and the Old English is paradise, and in fact, it goes back to ancient Iranian called Avistan, paradiesa, and of course, paradiesa, paira means to surround, and diesa or daiza is a wall. So again, the term Firdaus is literally like the term Jannah, but in a different cognate or a different language, that is surrounding wall. Something is hidden by a wall. But of course, we're not interested in the cognate, because when Allah uses it in the Quran, it takes on the Quranic meaning. And the Quran, of course, uses it to describe Jannah, and the Hadith tells us that it is the highest levels of Jannah. Now, the term Firdaus occurs twice in the Quran. In Surah Al-Mu'minun, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions a long list of characteristics of the believers. And then Allah says, whoever is able to do that, أُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْوَارِثُونَ, verse number 10 to 11, الَّذِينَ يَرِثُونَ الْفِرْدَوْسَ هُمْ فِيهَا خَالِدُونَ. If you're fulfilling all of these conditions, Allah says, you shall gain access to Firdaus forever. So Allah Azza wa Jal mentions the term Firdaus in Surah Al-Mu'minun. And in Surah Al-Kahf, in the very last verses, Allah says, those who believe and do good deeds, they shall have Jannatul Firdaus as an abode to live. And as I said, that the Prophet ﷺ, he explained to us that Firdaus is the highest level of Jannah. So, one of the terms that is used for the highest level of Jannah is the term Firdaus, and the equivalent of Firdaus is paradise in the English language.